All right, good morning, gang. It is a Friday now, already the 10th of the month. Pleasure to have you on board. Thank you so much for tuning in. Got a little school delay for some slick spots out there, some slick roads. So just drive carefully. Depending on where you are, it could be particularly slick. As promised, we're going to check in this morning with our superintendent, Chris Hennessy. Busy night last night and a lot of concern about what's going on with this budget. Mr. Hennessy, I know that's an understatement. Tell me where we stand on things.
Good morning, JD. First of all, thanks for having me. And I know we don't have a lot of time this morning, but I'm really happy to have the opportunity to speak with you and all your listeners. And also, thanks for the notification about the delay. It was a very unexpected icy morning this morning. We were in touch with the Barrytown Road crew early, and it was pretty clear we had to take it easy. So, yep, take it easy getting in. I think everything's fine now. But yeah, it was quite an evening last night, JD. And I think that one of the big takeaways, however, for me and our administrative team, and I hope the board and folks listening and watching last night, is that we really do have common ground here. It's obvious that no one wants to see these cuts that the administrative team proposed. I think what the big conflict is still is how we're going to get to the 1.5% general fund expense increase without making these cuts. Some of our board members made a very compelling, thoughtful presentation last night on how this can happen. But our administrative team still has real questions about how we can do it. Again, we don't want to make these cuts. We're just trying to work within the confines of a 1.5 budget. So what I see happening now and what came out of this discussion last night is that the administrators are going to meet with the finance committee and hopefully as many of the board members as possible and figure this out collaboratively. For us, the main issue remains, or there are two main issues. One, what sort of leeway do we have to use our current fund balances and surpluses for the purposes some of the board members are saying? In our view, that those funds can't be used, at least entirely, in the way they're suggesting. Is it possible that we're wrong to a degree, or they are? Of course, but we got to still hash that out. The other piece is this idea around not filling our long-standing unfilled positions. This was talked about at length last night. We have a significant number of professional special educator positions and special education support positions that we have not been able to fill. Many schools have not been able to fill all around the country. However, we are required to still look for those positions for our families with children who are on IEPs. And the whole notion of legal culpability came up. That is very real. And these are things that we're going to have to really still talk out. And if we can get through that, it's sounding like we can get to the approved budget of 1.5% without significant cuts. My team and I are still struggling to see how we can get there, but we made progress last night, I think. That was a long-winded answer.
Yeah, no, I got you. A lot of concern about Corporal Fleury in the community.
Yep.
We're getting it here. We're getting a whole hell of a lot of it, actually.
Yep.
And I know you are as well. And I know that it was brought up plenty last night. Where do we stand on this? I mean, because we feel strongly that the kids need him. The administration needs him. Our community needs him. As a matter of fact, we could probably do with, as I said a few days ago in the air, we could probably do with a few more Corporal Fleuries.
Yeah, and for if the listeners and viewers don't know, I worked side by side with Corporal Fleury with Jason for 3 years. I know him very well, and agree with everything you're saying.
Especially in light of what just went down, and I know you're hearing that too.
Absolutely. So a couple things, and I brought this up at the board meeting last night. If we did have to proceed with the cuts as proposed, there's never it was never recommended that we cut the SRO from Barry City. What that cut would do is simply make it a similar situation to what we do with the Barrytown Police Department, which is more of a contracted service. So Chief Dodge and his folks up at Barrytown have a very strong presence in the schools at Barrytown, but they're not there full time, and that's what we do. By the way, this is not something our administrative team and the Barry City principals or anybody wants to do. Our view is that when we were presented with this 1.5% budget, we had to make some tough decisions. And I think I feel very, very comfortable saying this right now, even though it could be a bit premature. I really don't see that cut happening. I think based on the discussion last night, we're going to be able to find other areas if we have to, because it is universal acclaim for the role this gentleman plays in our community. We just were forced into having to look at it. We're talking about, from our proposal in January, JD, another nearly $1.7 million. That's a lot of money. So, but again, we've got some folks on the board saying that we don't have to go there. We just need to hash that out, how it's going to work. And that's the work that we have to do. I'm looking forward to it.
I know you're busy this morning. Thank you for your time, Chris. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, JD, I appreciate it. And if in the coming weeks, I would welcome a return for more extensive discussion with our business manager, hopefully Lisa Perot, and hopefully a board member or two to join us. It's just important that we're unified on this stuff. I know this has been very stressful to the community. That is certainly not what we're trying to achieve here, and create turmoil at all. It's just a tough situation we're in.
You got it. You always got a microphone here. Let us know how we can help, all right?
Very good, sir. We'll stay in touch.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Chris Hennessy, our superintendent of our area 5 schools. A very busy night last night for sure. We're going to bring on, right now we're going to shift gears in this Friday morning. Again, if you're just joining us, we've got a slippery morning, depending on where you are this morning. Take it easy. Go easy. Don't be racing around, rushing around, or walking aimlessly around the city of Barrie, completely lost, like these two guys here right next to me had absolutely no idea where they were going or what city they were in, frankly. John Lyons and John Sargent. How was that? Was that good? Was that accurate?
No, that wasn't accurate, JD.
Aimlessly.
Wherever you go, there you are, JD.
That's true.
I mean, you just got to look for the sign, Fly on the Wall Productions, and my God, I mean, you just walk in the door.
We walked a couple extra feet to the south.
Just for the sake of getting exercise.
You told us to be here at a certain time. We were early.
Yeah, right. And so was Bill Dodge, who's with us as well this morning.
Chief.
The chief, yes. So we have to, keep our language in check and behave ourselves. Mm-hmm. No fighting, kicking, punching, spitting. We have to behave.
We will.
All right. I'm so glad you guys are here.
What are we here for, JD?
I'm going to say, before we even get started, where the hell have you been? I have been trying to get you on my podcast here for the last 5 years, pal, and you've been standing me up.
JD, what do I normally tell you? What's my normal answer?
That you're too busy?
No, I never say I'm too busy. I always say I'm a behind-the-scenes guy. I don't.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to be out doing this kind of thing.
Yes. But you look so good. I mean, look at this shirt.
Yeah, I worked out this morning.
Yes. Did you get up at 2:00 in the morning with Bill Dodge and go for a 15-mile run? Every morning.
Yeah. He
15-mile run before the bike.
Right. Well, he has standards. We don't have standards at Wilkins.
Yeah.
We can look however we want to look,
Oh, my God.
Just look at John Sargent. There's no standards.
Tell me about this guy next to you.
Yeah. John is we don't really know what he does, but he's a morale boost every day.
Okay.
So that's my secret.
Yeah.
Comedic relief. Yeah. And if you do that, if you can keep people smiling, they don't ask questions about what else you're doing.
Right. Is he kind of a bit of a geek? Nerd?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, you called us before this started. You called us something like movie nerds or something like
Yeah.
that because we referenced Talladega Nights, which all
Yes.
your listeners have seen.
Of course.
You just didn't get the reference.
Right, because I'm busy. I'm preoccupied. I have other things on my
Getting all your
mind that
settings.
might be more important.
Right.
There's
Anyway.
probably a lot of dials to turn on his side of the desk.
Oh, I bet there's a bunch
that
of
we
dials.
don't know about.
And I can shut his dial off and will if I have to. The camaraderie in the building at Wilkins is second to none. Mom, just everyone there is. Everyone's incredible.
We have a lot of fun. Probably too much fun sometimes. Yeah. I mean, we still have to get work done.
Yes.
You know? The focus is taking care of the customers, and I think everybody there culturally we're rowing in that direction, right?
You go so far above and beyond with the customer. You treat them like they're, frankly, the only customer in the world, especially when they come in. They've got a birthday, whatever it is. You got candles going. You got the cakes on standby. You're singing, you're dancing, you're doing whatever you celebrate when they when they purchase a motorcycle, and have that experience in their life, whether it's a new bike or they're trading something in or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big, happy freaking family over
Well,
there.
people buy motorcycles to disconnect from their world. You know, they're buying these to enjoy their life. They don't need to have a motorcycle. So,
Is it a need or a want?
It's a want. It certainly is. There is no need.
Okay.
But once you recognize that we're selling something to disconnect from someone's everyday challenges, everybody has challenges, and so we ride these motorcycles to disconnect from whatever challenges we have. And there's sort of a meditative state in riding a motorcycle. So,
Yes.
So you know that, JD.
What's the meme there? You never see a motorcycle parked out in front of a therapist's office or something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring Bill Dodge on here in a second because he's going to be one of the guinea pigs tomorrow for this dumpster dive. So tell me what this is. First of all, at Wilkins, if someone's not paying attention to your Facebook page, they're living in a cave somewhere because you guys are constantly coming out with things socially in our community that are like one event after another. It's amazing. Do you have like an event planner that just does that?
No, we the whole group works on events every year. So
incredible.
Well, thank you, JD.
I mean, it's
We
like
appreciate
constant
that.
from you guys. What is this dumpster dive? What is this? So the first time I heard about it was from Bill Dodge. And he's like, you got to talk about the dumpster dive.
Is that how he sounds? And I'd call him Chief. I would call him Chief every time.
I say Bill. I just say Bill.
You know,
Bit of an outlaw.
Hey,
ain't he?
Bill. How are you, Bill?
Yeah.
High five. But you respect, Chief.
Yeah, Chief.
Chief sends me a text message. How come you're not talking about the dumpster dive? And I'm like, what is he talking about?
What does that even mean?
What does that mean? I'm like, dumpster
It's provocative.
Yeah,
Nobody knows what it means.
is. What, did he arrest somebody for jumping into a dumpster? What the
Another
hell's going on
reference
here?
He doesn't get.
Yeah.
Hey, so,
It's really going to make this whole thing really difficult.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
well, we'll watch it later. And
I'll practice. I will study up. I'll come over and sharpen my edge with you.
It
one of
actually
these
might
days.
be. It might be good for them, like later, because they could do one of those counters, like how many movie references did
Can we toss
JD miss?
out without
and it'll be like
him
ding,
noticing?
ding.
So
This is-
dumpster dive.
Yeah.
We did it a few years ago.
You did.
Yeah, probably a decade ago, I would say. You know, before your time. And
Okay.
we
When I was in my 20s.
Yeah, and we created this idea of just we take a dumpster and we fill it full of water, and the fire department's going to fill it full of water today, so it'll get cold overnight, and then tomorrow we raise money for Dartmouth Children's Hospital. We set up a ramp, and we run up the ramp and jump in. You know, and then there's a little ladder to climb out. So you're just, you know, the for your listeners. I mean, you and your previous podcast, you thought that it was a dumpster full of garbage,
Yes.
and it is a Casella dumpster, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be
Because
clean.
Chief didn't tell me.
Well, he knew, and probably everybody else knew.
Right. He just said dumpster dive.
That's right. So you jump into this dumpster,
Yeah.
and then you're raising money for Dartmouth Children's Hospital, which is an amazing organization. And all it takes is just jumping in. It's not really that big of a deal, JD. And you know, I think you've you've made people believe that this is going to be really, really rough. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really not that big of a deal to jump into icy water.
And in a world where like cold plunging
Yeah.
is getting to be like show a lot of health benefits, it's
Will
probably
Hoff.
like
Will Hoff.
Right,
Yeah.
the Wilhoff method. Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. Yeah.
Breathing method.
Yeah. So I would expect that maybe you jump in 10 seconds. Just hold 10 seconds. Can you do
Okay.
that?
Yeah, well, I'm going to try.
Okay. Chief heard that.
Is that what have you done this before?
The 10 seconds of Wilhoff?
Yeah.
No. You know who is into that stuff is Keith Paxman.
Really?
Oh yeah, he during COVID was just laying in the river.
Come
during the
stop
winter.
it.
Well, call him up and see.
I'm going to.
Yeah, I don't make things up for you, JD.
It would be good if you did make that up. That's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Is he going in?
Keith? No, I don't think so. But
How many people are registered?
I think there's 25 or 30 people so far.
My God,
Yeah,
really?
It's still open. So if you want to jump in,
It's not too late.
it's not too late. You could just show up and bring donations and jump in. I think that's the one thing that maybe listeners that are out there could just show up and bring a donation, and we'll make sure all that money. I think Dartmouth will be there, and you could just bring a donation and just jump in.
All right.
You don't have to be on the electronic social media team, but if you did, you could go to the Wilkins Facebook page to do that.
The reason why it's great information because Travis over at Cornerstone is curious about wondering if it's too late. to
Curiosity
get in
is, why not just show up?
Right.
You don't need a costume. You really don't need anything.
All right.
I don't know the laws associated with whether you have to be clothed or not. The chief will know that.
Chief, are there any laws about what's the law about public nudity and stuff?
I'm going to recommend that people wear clothes.
Come up to that mic so we can hear you, pal.
I said I'm going to recommend that
All
people
right.
wear clothes.
Well, I was just wondering, body paint is an option too. I mean, if especially if you love the Eagles or the Chiefs or
That's
whatever,
right.
you could.
That's smart.
it's artsy.
It's artsy, and I think as long as you've got some kind of Speedo on or something, why not? Why not?
Why?
Chief? What are you going to wear?
A pair of shorts and a t-shirt. I think the reason why not is obvious, JD.
Yeah.
If it's not, then for your birthday we're going to get you a mirror.
All right.
He always have you ever noticed he always has those little pithy
Yes.
responses?
Oh, yes, I
Yeah,
have.
yeah.
Yes, I have.
I do
Spend
wanna
5
say-
minutes with a chief, and you'll get those.
yeah.
Well, I think something that John doesn't understand, JD. The reason that you and I are a little more concerned about this than he is.
Yeah.
He spoke about challenges.
Yeah.
We're both vertically challenged. There's a fairly good chance this water is going to be over our head. And probably not his. So
Right.
rightfully so, we're more
Yeah,
concerned.
these two tall dudes over here, big motorcycle, tough guys.
I'm sure that their standard though with Barry Town, they have to be able to swim. Right?
I
If
can
he
swim.
ran 15 miles this morning, he has to know how to swim as well.
And if not, last time we did it, there were people that had floaties, and it's a judge-free zone.
You joking?
No, we're not joking.
No.
People
They had-
drop.
some people had arm floaties. One of them had a like a duck tube around their waist.
right.
Like,
Alright.
you can make it part of your costume. I use quotes even though we're
Okay.
on air, but like part of your costume. But like if that made you feel more comfortable,
Right. That's good that it's a no judgment zone. That's
Yeah.
great. I'll probably keep it. I'll probably go classic and class like this with just the shorts and the.
That's fine.
And the t-shirt. What are you going in?
Oh, I'm definitely going in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you going to wear?
Well, so
What are
I
you
had
wearing,
a costume.
John? What
Well,
are
I
you
had
wearing?
a costume, but I'm not going to wear the costume. I think I'm gonna go in with shorts and a t-shirt this time.
All right.
The costume I had is controversial.
Oh.
So I think the more I thought about it, I have it,
Okay.
and I could probably show it, but I think I'm not. I think I'm going to pass on the costume. John Sargent has some cool ideas.
Sergeant, what are you wearing?
My boys and I are going to do it.
Really?
And so, yep. Yeah. Last time my oldest did it, and my youngest said, next time you do it, I'm doing it. And so he was the one in the video that I did to help promote the event. And so we are probably going to go as boogie boarders, but we might mix it up last minute. I mean, we like to keep it edgy and keep you on your toes because these hips don't lie. And so because of that, because of that, we might stick with boogie boarders. We might change it up, but that's something fun. And in our eyes, if we dress like we're doing something very warm, the water may not feel so cold.
Oh, interesting.
So we got some American flag bucket hats.
Nice.
They might decorate some Crocs up and get in there with those.
Nice. This is great.
So yeah, it could be pretty exciting, I think.
So, Chief's saying, are you going to do the dumpster dive?
Right.
Texting me at like 11 o'clock at night. Then Raylene is like, are you going to do the dumpster dive? So I'm thinking, she's like, you got to jump into a dumpster, and it's a fundraiser for the CHAD, Children's Hospital Dartmouth. And I'm thinking, of course I'll jump into a dumpster.
Yeah.
Full of trash. What's the big deal?
Yeah. Get a snack while you're in there.
Exactly. A leftover sandwich, some eggshells, some coffee grinds. What am I afraid of?
Well, I really
Then
appreciate
she tells me the friggin' thing's going to be full of water during the wintertime. Whose sick idea is this?
Well,
That's wrong.
the last time we did this, a lot of people questioned whether the water would be cold enough. And I think if you watch our feed on our Wilkins page, I think you'll be surprised at the response that when people are in the water. It's going to be pretty cold.
All right.
And I actually think when they mentioned that, you wanted to ensure it would be, so you had them fill it up a few days in advance and just let it sit to get cold.
Last time we did that.
Yeah.
This time it's going to be it'll
Be fresh cold water.
fresh cold water.
Chief,
fresh water.
Is this your first? This is your first time doing this?
Yes.
And how did you find out about this?
I saw it on John's Facebook page.
All right. Obviously, I'm going to ask you in a minute. Stand by the reasoning behind why you're going to do this.
Stand by, Chief.
But stand by, Chief. Stand by. But the main question is this your dumpster at Wilkins? Or are you bringing a dumpster in?
Casella is donating a dumpster for us.
All right. What's in this dumpster right now? This very
Well, we
minute?
have no idea. There could be anything in the dumpster
Well,
right
we
now.
have
It's a
no
mystery.
idea.
It's,
We have no idea.
yeah, we have no idea. And, I think when you look inside it, it'll look fairly clean.
Okay. Could there be, fair to say, some bacteria, some viruses?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that all about, sacrificing for another organization?
It's not just that it's ice water. It's that there's
It's a cocktail.
It's God knows what is. There could be worms. There could be anything in there.
There could be anything. in there.
Parasites.
That's right.
That's what makes it a little fun, I think.
Yeah.
A little risky.
Yeah.
You know,
You could
you
have
could
the
go
full-
back home and tell your spouse like you're dangerous.
Yeah.
I am dangerous.
Another reference.
Buzz, what do
He
you
totally missed
what are
it.
you going to
doesn't
do
get any of
if
these
you
references.
if you have the flu the week after? What are you going to do? You going to blame it on these guys?
Absolutely.
I don't think you get the flu from jumping into garbage.
No, but you could get really sick from all of the germs in
That's
there.
right.
Is this
you should
responsible?
you should call a local medical professional, or maybe they can comment
Right.
below and let us know what we could catch from jumping into a cocktail dumpster.
I had a friend say to me, suggest to John that he bring in some portable hot tubs for the participants.
I'll work on it.
Will you work on it?
It's a little late, but
All right.
we call those
Consider it. That's the word I think you're supposed to
We
use.
call those
It's
5:00 ideas.
Okay.
Our friend Matt. Maybe Matt's listening. Matt is I used to tell him he was the king of 5:00 ideas. Right before an event, he would
Yeah.
come up with an amazing idea.
Amazing ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Will there be any kind of like hose down, warm hose down with bleach afterwards?
I mean, if
What are
you
we
want to
supposed to do afterwards?
bring your towel,
Okay.
dry off.
Is there going to be like a portable sauna or something? What do you do?
We haven't thought that far.
You
We
don't
do
give
have-
a shit. Just
well, we-
get in your car and leave.
We have a couple leaf blowers in the detail bag. So I mean, they could probably air off with one of those if they wanted to.
I'll tell you what, JD, we will have something special for you.
All
we
right.
will work on that.
All right, please.
We will.
And if it's a towel, white, fluffy.
You bring your own towel.
All right.
Yeah, we're not supplying towels.
All right. I want to get serious here for a second.
Rarely are you serious.
Chief, I want to ask you, the reasoning behind this? Obviously, you said that you saw this on Wilkins' page. What made you say, I think I might want to do this?
A couple different things. I consider John a good friend, and he and the team at Wilkins have been super supportive of the police department for years. They were instrumental in us being able to revive our canine program. Made a huge donation to that. And what better organization than Chad? The hospital at Dartmouth. It's a fantastic organization. So we get to help the kids. I get to help John. And I thought, maybe we could raise a little extra money, because I know in the 27 or so years that I've been with the police department, somebody's going to want to see me in that dumpster. So if I could take a second to publicly call out the new Barrie City Fire Chief, Keith Cushman. He contacted me and asked if he could push me in the dumpster. And I told him that he could if he showed up with a crisp $100 bill.
Oh.
So, Keith, $100 bill tomorrow, 10:30. Be there, and you can push me in the dumpster.
Barrie City is pushing Barrie Town into the... Ooh, that's... Okay. There could be fists flying.
It's getting real.
Well, I just want to say one
It's
thing.
getting really real.
The chief commented about the canine, and we are very supportive. They've been very, very good to us. But he had his dog bite me.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, you got bit as well?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did you have padding on?
I had some Did you? I had the padding.
I don't recall.
I
had the
do
padding.
recall that. I have videos of that.
It was
John
scary.
was good to go,
Yeah.
until he got out there, and then he was standing there, and you could tell, when you're a little nervous,
Yeah.
about to do something. Like if you watch a guy like Rudy first day out,
Yeah.
on the football field, and he's like his legs are tapping
Right.
because he's ready to go.
Fourth or fifth reference there.
Yeah, John his legs were tapping the ground pretty quickly, he was nervous.
Was this Huey?
Yeah.
Huey.
I don't.
Huge.
Chief could tell us. I don't recall.
Yeah.
Well, were you afraid?
A little bit.
My heart was racing.
He gave me the extra thick padding, and he gave you the extra thin padding.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest. I was afraid.
yeah.
Yeah. But either way, the fact is we're very supportive. They're a great organization. They the police department, whatever comes up, they're just they're all around great people, and they work really, really hard. And I can tell you, just if something were to pop up in the middle of the night, they're always there first on scene. So when we have a security call or whatnot, greatly appreciated. They don't give us a hard time about it, even though it's most often a false alarm. So
Now, does Chief own a motorcycle?
he doesn't. He should certainly consider that, though.
What is
we could
what
get
is
a
going
we could
on
get
here?
a we talked about it. We could get a police motorcycle.
Doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have
It
to
could
be.
just be for him to enjoy himself.
Yeah.
I was down there the other day, and there actually are a few that I think I could touch the ground on. So
I know that you could.
yeah.
Get him on a little 883
We'll talk
for short guys.
Tomorrow would be a perfect day.
Would
do
be.
that.
My God,
Yeah.
of course. And wonderful for a police officer and a chief who can, when they're on a motorcycle, they can't be on the phone. They can't be taking calls. They can't be talking to anybody. They have to focus and concentrate and just be present.
Well, some of our motorcycles now have.
No. Don't say that.
They have the ability to receive and respond to text.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. You can. Yeah.
See, I don't
navigation
want that.
systems.
I want to be cut off from
you do.
it.
That was the
Totally.
point early on, JD.
Don't-
You want the true disconnect.
Yeah, the disconnect
Yes,
from reality.
Don't call me while I'm on my motorcycle and tell me to pick up a gallon of milk on the way home.
Yeah, you get
My
a lot.
God.
You get a lot of those calls.
I get a lot of those calls.
How often do you forget the gallon of milk? I mean, I think that's the follow-up
I
question.
did the day before yesterday, and it was milk and bread, and I came home with the bread, forgot the milk, so it happened. I'm serious. Happens all the time. What else do we have going on over at Wilkins? My God, we just had the chili cook-off. We have you just had a breakfast, I think, right?
The chili cook-off. I was disappointed.
Of course you were. Because you got your ass handed to you. That's why.
I worked several days in advance to create a chili, and had all these recipes, taste testing. You create your chili the night before, and you win. You win the whole shooting match, and it was blind tasting. People didn't know. I mean, they weren't truly blind.
It was blind making.
They didn't know that it was your chili,
right?
When they were voting. So for the judges to choose your chili
was really legit.
Was legit.
Yeah.
I don't like giving you all that credit.
I understand.
And you earned yourself a $500 gift card as well. So
were there any bribery attempts?
No,
with this one?
I don't think so. I think he legitimately had a good chili. I tried his chili and it was delicious. I just think it was irritating. He found it upset a lot of people that he put no time into something. It's one of those guys that, in high school that just they don't prepare for the test.
Yeah, he never studies, but he shows up.
Right.
And he gets it all right.
Yes.
Like Patch Adams.
It was literally yes. I did see Patch Adams.
I've not seen Patch Adams.
So
wow. Right. How the guy got really mad at him because
Yes.
like, how do you show up every time?
Right.
And you
Did
always
see
get
Patch
aces.
Adams.
Yeah.
So you can go pound sand because I did see Patch
He's
Adams.
got one. He doesn't get a ding for that. He
One
gets that
movie.
movie reference.
One movie.
One movie. Listen.
So other events.
Yeah.
Mardi Gras party next weekend, I think. We got bike builds coming up where you can come watch us build.
March 11th, we're doing a motorcycle, some accessories and a cool build on that.
Yeah. You know what? Probably the most exciting, I would say, we're having the Four Horsemen, which is a really big name band out of Ohio, come for a concert, for a public concert on the property in June for our Customer Appreciation Day. That one, it's a Metallica tribute band.
Yep.
And you know any Metallica, JD?
Would you stop?
So anyway,
I will come over there if I have to.
So they are coming out from Ohio. We're going a stage, sound system. Well, people just like you with all those dials,
right?
Moving all the dials,
Now,
turning the dials.
You guys throw these big biker parties over there where everyone's wearing leather and revving up their motorcycles, and
we're creating work for Chief
and playing obnoxious rock and roll. Are you pissing off the police department?
Well, that's what I haven't told him about this yet, but now he knows.
Do they come down there? We got the noise ordinance going on here. I'm going to need to see some ID. You getting any of that?
You should role play that with Chief. What would happen if it's really, really loud? I'm sure he gets calls on occasion.
Yeah.
I mean, we are.
Well, we put empty egg cartons along our fence line,
smart,
just like they do in studio. So like the sound won't go outside of the fence line.
Yeah.
That's science. Science doesn't lie.
My God. We love having you guys in our backyards.
Well, we appreciate
honestly.
it. Yeah.
So, Chief, so what's the plan? Is this going to be an annual thing?
What
the dumpster dive?
The dumpster dive. Let's see how it goes.
All right.
Let's not talk about next year. Let's focus on tomorrow.
All right.
Saturday.
Live in the present.
All right.
Yeah, live in the present.
Yeah,
JD.
JD, stop thinking so much about the future.
I don't even. Are we going back to the future? What time?
Nice one. Zenga.
What time do we have to be there tomorrow?
He's trying.
I don't even know.
He's trying so hard to come out with.
He's trying to.
I think we should get there tonight to warm the water, but.
Oh my God! We'll start a fire underneath the dumpster. They'll never know.
Right.
Warm that water right up.
Yep.
As long as we get a burn permit. What time do we have to be there?
I know the fire chief.
You don't need I thought you didn't need a burn permit for just a campfire.
Anything less than 10 feet, I don't think you need a burn permit.
It's going to be
campfire.
big, so we'll get a permit.
All right. What time do we have to be there? What time is this all happening?
10-ish.
Ish.
Well, 10 o'clock would be perfect if you could show up. But we're expecting that they'll push the chief into the water. We'll start off with that.
Yes.
The new chief, the fire chief, will shove the police chief into the water around 10:30.
Splashing at 10:30.
All right.
Now, John, if Chief Cushman doesn't show up, then I'm going to need you to break out $100 and fill in for him to push me in.
If Cushman doesn't show up, that's going to be horrifically bad PR for him.
It's terrible, but people love firemen, so they can probably take the hit.
Will
Sounds like there's some animosity.
Will Cushman end up swimming in the drink?
He's not a man's man, so probably not.
He has an amazing mustache.
He does. He does have it. He does have an amazing mustache. That's pretty
Those
much all
guys
he's
down
got
there.
going for him. But
Legit.
you know,
Hopefully he'll be there.
hopefully.
And again, it's going to be catastrophic for him if he doesn't show up, because we'll never let that go.
Maybe the
Let's hope-
listeners could reach out to him, just drop an email, just reminding him.
And hopefully he doesn't get a flat tire on the way, or some emergency pops up. He better be there. How many others do we have going in? You said like how many
Around-
people?
About
20,
30.
25, 30 people.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, about 30 people. It'll go really quick, though. Jump in, climb out. Except for you, the Hoff.
Yeah,
yeah.
you got to hang out in there for a little bit.
I'm going to go down to the bottom, hang
You
out
did
down
say
there.
you were going to sit there for 10
Yeah.
seconds, so we're going to count 10.
Who said that?
You said that.
I said that.
We can roll this back and watch later.
Really? What's down there? What's going to be down there? Do we know?
Broken glass.
I think that's part of the fun. Is like you just don't know.
Yeah.
Sort of like an
Yeah,
adventure.
you're right. You don't know. Will
Yeah.
there be any like underwater lighting, or will it be dark and disgusting?
I mean, unless someone brings some of those pool,
Yeah.
the glow rings,
Glow in the-
throw in the
yes.
bottom, and you could kind of grab those.
Great idea.
Yeah,
My God, you could get extra points.
yeah.
Stay in there that long, for God's sake.
Yeah. Are you guys putting like snow and ice and shit in there too?
JD said he was going to climb. He's going to jump in and sit for 10 seconds. He did say that.
Right in the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You can watch.
Don't forget that, like the gallon of milk.
Don't
that
edit
was
this.
definitely in there.
Don't edit this.
I won't. I'm not
Okay.
going to edit anything.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what do you put in there? You put some ice, some snow. What do you do?
We will ensure that the water is fairly clean and cold. That's all we can promise at this point in time.
Do they have a hot water tank on the fire department tanker?
I don't believe so, but it's room temperature when they dump it in
Okay.
because it's coming out of the station.
Oh.
So it'll start as room temperature. You could probably figure out how fast water cools at a certain temperature, and we'll actually, you know what, we'll measure what the temperature is tomorrow morning.
Water
Yeah.
that's been heated freezes faster. Do we know where we stand for money raised so far?
I think it's around in the $3,000 range right now
All right, for total.
for total.
All right.
There are some cash donations on the side, so
right.
it's should be well over $3,000 right
So
now.
people, the public can show up, make a donation right then and there if they want to.
We would love
Yes.
that.
Drop it in the pot. And Raylene, do we know? Do I have more money raised than Chief Dodge?
Well, right now you're at 460.
Oh, come on.
463.
How much?
Where's Dodge?
460. That's your own money.
Let's see, and the total donations right now is 3,198 without what they know.
3,198 is the total right now.
And you could donate if you want to donate with a credit card. Just go on the Wilkins page and there's some links. Scroll around, you'll find a link where it talks about the event, and you can choose who you want to donate to. Right. So I mean, Chief.
Right.
We can to make sure that this is equal. We can go and donate to the Chief and make
Right.
sure.
And somebody could come out and it could show up and pull $10 out of the pot from the chief and put it into my pot if they wanted to. I'm just saying if they wanted to.
What
they
are
could.
we talking about?
No, I'm just saying if they wanted to do that, they could do that. There wouldn't be anything like illegal with that. Take from him, sponsor JD type thing. Are we going to do? I know I asked you this again, but seriously,
You're a very curious person.
I'm
JD.
very.
That's why you're so
That's
good.
why I'm doing this.
Because he's
Yeah.
always interested, not interesting. You know what I mean? That makes
Yeah,
him interesting
agreed.
because he's always interested.
Yeah, that's right. What I want to say, please, can we do this next year? I mean, this should happen in July. If you
in July.
have you thought about it already? I know it's too soon, but I mean, you're always cooking up some fresh ideas of what to do
Yeah.
over at Wilkins.
We don't like to commit to 2024. I mean, we just started 2023.
Okay,
So let's just not get ahead of
just
ourselves.
take
you
a
know?
deep breath here and
Take a
relax.
deep breath. sit in the water for the 10 seconds, and then let's talk.
Okay.
When you get out, we'll immediately talk about the experience.
And then see if he wants to commit if there was a future one, because we'll throw that out there.
Right.
And if you don't like it, you could just throw it right on back.
Right.
But that's what we'll do, I think. Throw it right out there.
So I've had a vasectomy, but for the folks that haven't, what
How was that, by the way?
Oh, it was one of the best days. It was wonderful. I mean, it was just, I wish I could have another one.
You could.
What about the? No. What? No. What about the folks that haven't, though? Should they be concerned about, frankly, sperm count? I mean, you're going into frigid water for God knows how long. Could be a matter of seconds. But what's going to happen biologically?
John, you want to take this one?
No. Let's send it over to Chief Dodge.
Oh,
He can
Chief.
answer this one.
Yeah, Chief will know the answer.
He's probably going to come out and check my plate after the show and make sure everything is up to par and I'm fully insured.
Is that why you coughed?
Chief, what are you saying about this? Do you think for those that still are planning to have children like yourself, that you're going to be okay?
Well, I have 2 beautiful daughters. That's where it's ending.
Good.
Right along with this conversation.
Man, it's pretty amazing when you can make the chief blush. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he didn't have he didn't have his normal
He had
pithy
nothing.
comment.
You had nothing. You got anything on this?
No, that's why I left it to John.
John's thinking.
I think there are certain
there's-
people, we used to joke, that my brother wasn't allowed to go in any public swimming pools for fear of like unwanted pregnancies. But I don't think this is one of those scenarios. I don't think he's dipping tomorrow. And that's all I have to say about that.
I mean, we've been talking about, the dumpster dive here for a while, and this whole past week we've been talking about NADS and what happens. Will I ever see them again? It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just jump up and down when you get out.
That's
Yeah, let gravity do the work. Again, science.
not a bad idea. I love you guys. Please, I hope we haven't scared you off and you'll come back. And I don't care what it is that you're doing for the community. We're talking about it because you guys do a hell
Appreciate
of a
it
lot
very
of
much.
stuff over there, man. It's amazing. Chief, you still with us over there, pal?
I'm still here.
All right, barely. Thank you for doing this. Any shout outs to anybody that is going to do the dumpster dive that other than Cushman, who's not?
Well, I would like, who is a very generous organization is Alpine Air Conditioning, Alpine Air Conditioning, Craig Frazier. He's a very
I know
generous
Craig.
person. Yeah, Craig, great guy.
Is he going in?
Well, he said that he was considering either going in or donating, but he's gone silent, and so I'm concerned about why he's gone silent. But they're a very generous organization, Alpine EC. So I would love to see him show up.
Okay.
So maybe someone that's listening to this can push him a bit to show up or just show up with a donation.
Right.
Yeah.
And not be a scaredy cat about it, just a little
Right.
bit of cold temperatures.
A little bit of cold water.
Should be used to that anyways.
Right.
Anybody else that we want to give a shout out to? Obviously your staff, which is always on board and ready and willing to do whatever ridiculous ideas you have. But any other dumpster divers that you want to give a shout out to?
I understand that Chief Vale is coming, John?
Barry City Police Department, the chief, yes.
Who clearly signed up after he realized that I was doing it because, he wants to be like me.
Yeah. He told me that he always wants to be like you. So he's going to be there?
That's my understanding.
And he's going in?
Yeah.
His name is on the list.
Really?
Yeah, the electronic list there. So he signed up and he's raising money.
And
So
once you're on the list, there's really no going back
there's no
after
going
that.
back.
He
Like
might
you
be
were on the
busy
list.
with the fire chief, though, so we don't know.
There's no going. What if you say, I want to go back, and I'm going to go back, and I'll call my goddamn lawyer. I'm going back. What if you insist that your name be taken off this list?
Well, Starship once said, nothing's going to stop us now. So I think that they would have to follow through.
That's a great song, by the way.
John, aren't
Fantastic
you-
song. If they could cue that up in the
think
background,
John's
if
a
that was
lawyer.
possible, that would be fantastic.
You
But
think John's a lawyer?
I think John's a lawyer. John, are you a lawyer?
I no longer practice.
Well, that wasn't the question.
Yeah, that was not the question. Yes or no? Answer the question. Are you now a lawyer or
in the
not?
eyes of the state,
Yes or no?
I would suggest that I have the education.
I think based on his response, it kind of answers the question, doesn't it?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, JD.
I think. Thank you.
Appreciate the support, and we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow around 10 o'clock.
You got it. And Chief, thank you for doing this. Thank you, I think, for telling me about this. And I'll never forget that you could have told me that this is a dumpster full of water, but decided not to.
Let's not embellish the story here. As I recall, I was simply asking you for some help getting the word out, and at no point did I suggest that. You know, I mean, you're delicate.
We have
You-
never
no,
embellished
Listen.
anything.
You're delicate. Okay,
He
You're like
is
a-
delicate.
You're like a flower. A flower. That's why you have a flower shop. So that's the main reason that I didn't suggest that you partake in this, because I was concerned for your welfare. I just wanted you to get the word out. You, on the other hand, decided to jump on the bandwagon, so this is all on you. I mean, just saying.
Okay. Boys, thank you.
Thanks, JD. Appreciate
you.
the support.
Yeah, thanks for doing this, and I hope we get you back on the air real soon.
Well, and I think we were talking on the way in here, like just a thank you to everyone who has donated already or is
Yeah,
planning
yeah.
on doing it tomorrow.
Yep.
It's a fantastic fundraiser that I think is close to a lot of people, but helps put in perspective. You can help people that are maybe less fortunate than you. That's always a blessing. So
Yeah.
thank you to those.
Do I get to hold my nose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, judge-free zone. Hold your nose.
All right. keep
I wouldn't
going.
gurgle the water, but I guess you could do that as
Well, I
well.
was
If you
gonna-
wanted to make a statement, you would gurgle the water.
Don't challenge me, Mr. Surgeon. Okay. Don't go there, because you never know. You never know with this little short, fat fucker over here. I might just gurgle the water.
I think if you gurgled the water, I don't know.
Is it gurgle or gargle?
Either way, I don't think it matters. It's provocative. But I think if he did that, I don't know many people on the planet who wouldn't say, well, like, wow, that's a man's man right there.
Thanks for committing, guys.
Thank you.